Xenoverse 3, I should just call it Dragon Ball Project Age 1000 because it's not Xenoverse 3. But of course, you know, people have been thirsting for any views, you know, they have to make up fake hype to try to get people interested again. And I feel like this is like the 4th or 5th time that we've gone in talking about Xenoverse 3 is coming. I remember a couple of years ago when they dropped Oob and Android 21, we had a cutscene in Xenoverse 2 that was saying, oh yeah, this is the end of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, da 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 da. And everyone took that and ran with it as though the game was ending and we were going into Xenoverse 3. Lo and behold, people were wrong, and we got major updates after that whole cutscene, or X. So over here on X, it says, leaks reveal Xenoverse 3's next-gen reboot after a decade wait. Bandai Namco accidentally posted a trailer labeling their 2027 game, Dragon Ball Game Project Age 1000, as Xenoverse 3, fueling excitement for PS5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC visuals. French YouTuber Sofiane Lageek shared insider details from a 2020 chat. Oh yeah, seriously? We're believing that? Saying developers scrapped a PS4, PS5 version to reboot fully next gen with revamped online gameplay and massive story content. Fans cheered the delay to ditch desync issues with the last gen constraints, though Bandai Namco stays silent ahead of Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2026. Okay, so let me dissect this for those of you that don't know, okay? So basically what they're saying is that Xenoverse 3 was due to come out way sooner, and they delayed it in order for them to go fully next gen. I can already poke holes in this story as it's full on bull crap, okay? I can't believe this was true 11 hours ago. With peace restored, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 comes to an end. And that's exactly what I was talking about, right? They clearly went a different direction, and all the different things that they've done since then have touted or hinted at the fact that they want Xenoverse 2 around long term. This whole Xenoverse 3 thing was never really meant to be until they got to the PlayStation 6, and they would have made Xenoverse 3 the flagship game for Dragon Ball for Bandai Namco. But of course, he's one of these people that have been jumping around pushing this fake Xenoverse 3 narrative along with this Sofiane guy. This Sofiane guy, and I've already looked into some of the notes here about Sofiane. He claims that he's an insider, that he's talked with the developers, he was in chats with them, and they meant to come out with this sooner, but they wanted to wait for to go full new gen. PlayStation 5 is not new gen. It's old gen. Now, PlayStation 6 was supposed to come out either this year or early next year. So them saying that they wanted to release Xenoverse 3 in order to be on the new gen consoles, regardless, that wouldn't have made sense because PlayStation 5 is on its way out. Now, the developers, Bandai Namco, every major developer already knows when PlayStation 6 is coming out. So there's no way that they're making this game or would have made this game for PlayStation 5 because, again, it's too close to the end. Any Dragon Ball game they make, they at least want to get 3 to 5 years out of it. They at least want to milk you for some DLC. That's it. They've done that with Fighters. They've damn sure done that with Xenoverse 2. Until the disaster with Sparking Zero, they wanted to do it over there. There's no way they're releasing a big major title like this at the end of the PS5 life cycle. Now, that puts them in an awkward predicament. Because this is what I have to tell you guys. PlayStation 6 is not coming out soon enough for this game, but it's not coming out late enough for them to delay this game any longer. And I know it's going to sound confusing, but here we go. So if Xenoverse 3, if this were Xenoverse 3, if Project Age 1000 was Xenoverse 3, and we all know that it's not, they would obviously want it on the PlayStation 6. This says that they delayed Xenoverse 3, this alleged Xenoverse 3, so they could be on the newest console, right? They would have superior knowledge to everyone else of when the console was actually dropping. There's no way they would debut this game, reveal all this stuff about it, because when they get ready to do their promotional cycle, they want to wrap it up within a year. They showed you Sparking Zero and they had it out within a 12-month schedule. There's no way they're debuting this game and stretching it out the release all the way until PlayStation 6. PlayStation 6, until a couple of months ago, it was theorized to come out next year. But recent news confirmed that PlayStation 6 is not coming out. Earliest would be 2028. Latest is 2030. There's no way they're debuting this game right now, because by the time PlayStation 6 actually dropped, the game is cold. You've already delayed it. You made people just not, fed up with it and not want it. They don't even want to play it at that point. They're not going to care. It makes more sense that this is another random Dragon Ball game like Dragon Ball Online 2, like we know that it is, because it's Age 1000, because it's its own thing. And it would be one of those weird RPG games that they could easily update for PlayStation 6. It could be like a weird mobile-ish type game. I'm not saying it's another mobile game, which they seem like they're on a kick of making as of late, but it could be an RPG game that they feel comfortable doing multiple ports on. But Xenoverse, one of their big heavy hitters, they're not releasing it in this state. And they're not releasing it in this confusing area right now. It just doesn't make any sense. And the fact that they keep on confusing, that's another thing. This is the number one rule of marketing. Since all these piece of crap YouTubers want to act like they know about marketing or whatever, what's the number one rule of marketing? Don't confuse the consumer. Be clear. Don't confuse the consumer. So when you're sitting here and you don't confirm what the game is, what are you doing? Confusing the consumer. That's exactly what you're doing. You're not telling them that this is Xenoverse 3 so they can get ready, so they can dedicate money towards it, or whatever they have to do. Because not everyone has it like me or these other content creators where they could just drop money on this. So they want people, again, if they marketing the game, they want to be clear so they can generate the right kind of hype. What's happened in this whole playlist situation, you had a person that saw what they thought to be a creative character, when it's actually a original character that Toriyama made specifically for the game Dragon Ball Online 2, and they just said, fuck it, it's Xenoverse 3, and made the playlist like that. And of course, these YouTubers who don't care about their audiences, they view you as the enemy. They just lie to you to get your clicks. So they say, oh yeah, it's Xenoverse 3, it's confirmed 100%. It's no debunking it now, it's a playlist title, it's Xenoverse 3. Well, what about this? It wasn't any debunking this. The end of Xenoverse 2. And I'm pretty sure that got debunked like 4 years later. But guys, people are sitting here, they're desperate for clicks. Let's read some of this, because this is the guy, Vinixis. This is the guy with the extra details. Let's read it. Sophian, in 2020, I was one of the few Frenchmen to officially announce to you that Dragon Ball Xenoverse was in development. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure you did. And I could prove it with my video from 2020. I was alongside the Xenoverse 2 development team. Sure you were. Dragon Ball FighterZ producer Tomoko Hiroki was also there for Dragon Ball FighterZ event. Indeed, I was able to chat with them really briefly. First off, they signed NDAs. They wouldn't be able to discuss anything like that with a random person. They're not going to do it. It would cost them money. It was very quick, but they were able to take notes for their next title. So to me, everything implied that it was for Xenoverse 3. Again, he's assuming. There you go. So to me, everything implied that it was Xenoverse 3. And I told you that in that video you can find on my YouTube channel. So there it goes. People who don't want to read, who don't want to acknowledge, so to him, they didn't say it was Xenoverse 3. They were just taking notes for their next game. Just like what they do with Xenoverse 2. They have a suggestion form or something that you could take a suggestion or a quiz or a survey or whatever that they release every couple of games, and they make you feel like it's for improvements on the current game. You take the survey and it's actually for Sparking Zero, which they implemented horribly and made that a piece of trash game. But he assumed that they were taking notes for a Xenoverse 3, and he said that it was Xenoverse 3. That was an open and closed statement right here. This debunks. He debunked himself in his own paragraph. But let's keep on going. There's one more page. But then why so many years of development for this next Xenoverse? Because there was a massive delay and a new strategic choice was adopted. Here's the information I got from my sources. The game Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 was a bit prettier than the game Xenoverse 2, but it was nothing exceptional compared to the rest of the competition. And consequentially, they wanted to level up the graphics by redoing everything from scratch, from A to Z, regardless, regarding this title. This is why there was a delay. That's why there was a delay. Okay, there we go. That's why there was a delay. Afterwards, they also decided to deepen the game to offer an optimal experience for the player. I even spoke to my friend Psycho Devin, who confirmed my sources and who had also heard that the game Xenoverse 3 was supposed to be in development on both PS4 and PS5. And consequentially, inevitably, if you develop it on PS4, you find yourself graphically limited. And that is why they explained to me that they wanted to do a complete graphical overhaul to push the game much further. BS. BS. You already see that with Sparking Zero. And that game just looks plastic. That game, I've seen, I've watched people live stream that game. That game looks plastic as hell. It's just that they chose to add a little dash of Dragon Ball Fighters cell shaded candy color saturation graphics, and it still looks like 3D plastic mocap suits on a person inside the suit. I've seen the way that these characters move and they don't even look right, and that's Sparking Zero. So that's a PS5 only game, and they're saying that this is supposed to be a PS5 only game, but if you're putting it on the next gen consoles, the new current gen, mind you, the PlayStation 6, there's no way. There's no, you would still be delaying it. But on top of all this, we've heard this same song and dance. This is everything that they said with Sparking Zero that they lied about. Oh, we delayed it, but hold. They delayed Sparking Zero and it still ended up on Switch 1. They made a port for the Nintendo Switch 1. So apparently, because Switch 1, the Nintendo Switch 1 is weaker than PS5. So how are they lying about all this stuff? Again, I don't know why this community gets amnesia every time a new Dragon Ball game comes out, and they forget how big of a liar that a lot of people in this community become. Like all these liars, this company lies to their community. These corporations lie to you. They want to up the graphics by redoing everything from scratch. BS. It's such I can't believe that he felt comfortable typing all this out. Graphically limited, and there's not even that big of a difference. Well, how big were the differences between the graphics where you still didn't get true stage destruction in PlayStation 5 for Sparking Zero, right? Still no stage destruction, but the graphics were so much more demanding in that game. All these freaking lies, man. Like, I don't get why they waste time doing this, but they waste time doing this because, unfortunately, a lot of people will fall for this crap. The whole Xenoverse 3 situation adds up. Blah, blah, blah. No one cares. You're lying. We get you. You lie for clicks. Still the same messages. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 new info. Blah, blah. People just run. You can see it in real time. People just running with the lies. And I say all this to say this, right? On the Xenoverse 3 situation. Nobody knows when Xenoverse 3 is coming. But what we do know is that it's one of the biggest anticipated games ever. They're not dropping it on PS5. PS5 is on the way out. Either in 2028 or 2030. If Xenoverse 2 is anything to go by, they want at least half a decade of milking of that game.